Well, good morning. I want to show you those overnight storms. They did impact parts of central Indiana and the Midwest as power is out for thousands of Hoosiers. This is a live look right here at the AES power outages. A lot, hundreds. If I had better eyes, I would kind of break these down for you, but hopefully you can do that. But they are telling us they're working on that rather quickly, especially since the storms have stopped for now.
And that's just AES customers. I know that we have some power outages that Duke is reporting too. So we'll try to get you some better numbers soon. Although if your power is out, maybe you're not up with us or you're watching on your phone trying to get some updates this morning. We can tell you that most of actually all of it is behind us, right?
Yes.
No more severe weather threat for us later today.
That's right. We're in the clear. We had our last warning expire just before midnight, and so it's been pretty quiet since then. The rain has moved out. We are starting to dry things up. But we did have over 100 storm reports across Indiana yesterday evening, and we are now going to be in that cleanup process. We had a lot of wind damage reports and even a confirmed tornado report up just to the south of South Bend. So we'll get to that map in just a second. I did, though, want to take you live outside. This is in Carmel, where it's still pretty overcast, and we are watching the wind direction shifting on the backside of that frontal boundary now. So paying close attention to this because it's really going to paint the picture of who is seeing those dropping dew points and that better weather arriving. Still have a southwest wind in Richmond, so that is going to be on the eastern side of the state where we have yet to see the wind direction shift, but already a northwest wind being reported in Greencastle. Places like Lafayette, a light wind out of the west. Everybody eventually today will have a northwest wind that will usher in that drier, more comfortable air mass. As far as the storm reports, they were widespread across the state. Again, we had over 100 over the past 24 hours. A lot of wind damage reports across the central part of the state, and even that report of that confirmed tornado up near South Bend yesterday evening in the 9 o'clock hour. Everything has quieted down here locally for now. That rain has since moved out. That cold front is now closer to the Ohio River, pushing off to the southeast. I think we're going to have some lingering cloud coverage across central Indiana for us for at least the first part of the day today. But as these dew points continue to drop, our sky will continue to clear out. We're talking sunshine, high near 80 later on this afternoon. We'll break down your full weekend forecast coming up in just a bit. 6:02 now, and I want to take you to the east side. We are following a semi-involved issue now. This is going to be on I-465 northbound, right at the I-70 ramp. So this would be that I-70 eastbound ramp to 465 north. Now it does look like this potentially has exited the interstate here kind of just off of the shoulder, as we've got a couple of tow trucks that have now arrived on scene, and it does look like it is blocking at least one right travel lane on 465 northbound. We'll flip this over to the maps and show you where this is located. Not causing a major issue just yet, but potentially as we get into that peak morning rush hour, we could start to see a backup build. Again, that's going to be that corridor there of 465 near that I-70 eastbound ramp to northbound 465. Guys?
Well, we do want to keep you updated on breaking news we've been following here this morning. It's on the west side. Police tell us they have an investigation right now after a person was hit by a train this morning and found dead. We've been following this for you for the last hour.
Yeah, so this morning we know that this was just after 4 o'clock this morning near Rockville Avenue and Robton Street. Maybe you're more familiar with West Washington Street as a landmark there. It's not too far from there. Police say that they found that person and believe that they were hit by that train and pronounced dead at the scene. We are working to get more information from IMPD and to see if there are any traffic workarounds, as I imagine they are still investigating there this morning.
Well, also this morning, of course, we're continuing to track that storm damage from overnight.
A lot of it down in Johnson County, where our Anna Chalker is live this morning. In Greenwood, I know you've moved locations. Tell us where you are and if you're seeing any more new damage. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. So we've moved over to Greenwood Bible Baptist Church, kind of off of Worthsville Road, if you know the area here. And I'll show you what that damage is here. It's up on the roof. Might be hard to see, but some of the shingles on the top of that roof, there is a hole there. That was all ripped off by the wind and storms last night. Now, I will tell you, this is different than what we were seeing in other spots of Greenwood. A lot of it really just trees and limbs. Right now, just this section of the roof here at Greenwood Bible Baptist Church. Some of the windows we're we're going to get a closer look at them once we get more into this area of what it looks like. Might be busted out from especially what flew off of the roof here. But this is really the only damage we've seen in this area as we were driving through Greenwood, just right in this spot, and then the areas where the trees where we were earlier this morning. But we want to take you to a Greenwood neighbor who heard some of the damage in the storm go through last night.
And then it got real loud in my backyard, and then it got really, really loud for about 10, 12 seconds. And then I heard that crash come through the window. There's nothing I can do right now. I'm gonna wait till light comes up, then I'll go to my insurance office. It's just a mile away. I'll go over there and then they'll walk me through what we have to do to get this all cleaned up.
A lot of steps that need to be taken this morning, especially for those who have those trees or limbs in their front yard and any damage, again, like this church here, Greenwood Bible Baptist. We haven't seen anyone from the church here just yet, seeing if they're going to show up here throughout the morning, see what those cleanup efforts are going to look like. But coming up, we'll take you to another location, show you some of the damage from last night. That's just a few blocks away from this area here off of Worthsville Road to really show you what this has looked like in different areas. Because again, the majority of it has been trees and limbs here at the church. That's been the only one where a roof has been ripped off this morning.
Yeah, before heading to the church, some of the members might be worried about the damage in their own front yards first. We'll check in with you then soon. Thank you, Anna.
We also could be seeing another data center pop up in Indianapolis.
So this is the DC Blocks data center on the east side. It cleared another step in the city process to moving forward. Though some neighbors near the site still say they don't want to see it move in, and they made that clear at a meeting last night. Take a listen.
Sir! Remove him, please.
So this was a meeting with the Development Commission's hearing examiner. He recommended this project move forward despite those unhappy people. As you see, they had some people removed from the meeting last night after kind of just starting some chants and holding up signs. But the company DC Blocks does want to build that data center at the former Ford plant site, that one near South Kitley Avenue.
So many neighbors who live near the site say they're worried about things like environmental impacts, noise, and what the development could mean for their property values. The project, though, is moving forward to the Development Commission, and that's where it'll have a final vote.
An IU lecturer is fighting for her job back after she says she was disciplined last year.
Well, now, according to our partners at the Indiana Capitol Chronicle, Jessica Adams plans to appeal that decision. This started last year, where behind this graphic or worksheet where a student said that Adams used this and identified Make America Great Again as one of the examples of covert white supremacy.
Now, the student reported this lesson to Senator Jim Banks as a potential violation of the state's intellectual diversity law. That law does require faculty at public universities to promote free inquiry, free expression, and intellectual diversity.
Now, Adams said that IU officials gave preference to how the students interpreted that lesson in their determination that she had violated that law. A spokesman for IU says they don't comment on personnel matters when we reached out for more clarity.
Well, residents on Indianapolis's northwest side got the opportunity to sit down with IMPD Chief Tanya Terry and share concerns.
This is part of an ongoing conversation. We've heard a lot of it this week with both police and the community say that their partnership is key to fostering healthy relationships. Marina Silva is in the studio sharing more about what was talked about this most recent meeting. Good morning.
Well, good morning. It was topics like reckless driving and curfew, all things brought up during the task force meeting last night. IMPD opens up the floor to the community every few months to hear concerns and officers update on what they say is going on. And this time, Northwest residents got the chance to hear from the chief. Officers shared some encouraging trends. IMPD says overall violence in the Northwest District is down 38%. Property crime is down 18.5%, and overall crime is down 22.9%. Chief Tanya Terry spoke about teen curfew, calling it a partnership.
And let's partner with some providers so that if we encounter kids, we can connect them with resources and try to get to the root of what led to them being in that situation in the first place.
Well, neighbors say meetings like this is where solutions start. Now, this is just one meeting we saw Chief Tanya Terry at discussing youth violence this week. She was at so many different ones. We're talking meetings with adults, city leaders, and kids, all talking about youth violence and keeping our kids safe. So coming up at 6:30, I'll break that down a little more.
It has got to be so frustrating. They are making headway, it sounds like, in other areas.
Yes.
But just the teenagers
Yes.
trying to still work on that. Marina, thank you.